So how do we step into the future now? Any organisation, not necessarily going through a transformation program. Because they may be in a situation, for example, one telco that we know of very well has, it's a different telco to the one that I mentioned for the mobile number portability, but they have a data warehousing environment of 44,000 tables. That's mind-boggling. How can you deal with 44,000 tables? We've implemented a full end-to-end data warehouse in a telco, just under 2,000 tables at the physical level. They've got 44,000. So you imagine the massive data redundancy in that. So what we're going to show you is how we actually move from those kind of environments, what steps do we follow to move into the future right now without any additional costs to that organisation other than business as usual projects. So we adopt the enterprise data management approach to both master data management and enterprise data warehousing. That's fundamental. You have to have that enterprise perspective that we show in our enterprise services model. We leverage, that is, we build upon the existing MDM and BI investment that they've put in place right now. Because we must provide business continuity, we must provide data integrity, which is one area we can improve almost immediately. We must still perform very high performance, we must mitigate the risk, and it must be, the solution must be very cost effective and provide a positive return on investment. So let's look at each of those aspects. So business continuity. We provide access to the business view of data, that's the integrated view, and application views at the same point at the same time with the same solution. Business users access the data seamlessly across multiple platforms. Because we're moving from an existing platform, let's say the 44,000 table implementation, to a new platform. And we say as part of that we're going to move technologies as well. We provide the capability to drill through the data, things they haven't been able to provide before. It's been straight reporting typically. We've got complex environments like that. With data integrity, we improve data quality by applying our exception management process and our real-time data quality management capability. We guarantee 100% data quality for the data in the warehouse. Because remember, exceptions are not loaded into the warehouse until they're analysed, corrected and reprocessed. We ensure integrity of the data model is improved, because typically if you're implementing such as 44,000 tables, there's major integrity issues with the model that you've implemented. High performance, you must improve the speed of the enterprise data warehousing system. With risk, you've got to mitigate the risk of data migration. That's one of the highest risk in most of these programs is converting and migrating the data. Seamless migration of data must be in a planned, phased approach. And mitigate the risk of big bang migration, because as you correctly pointed out, big bangs never work. Cost effectiveness, you leverage existing MDM data warehousing environment or investment in those environments, and you're leveraging business as usual business cases. So you're not creating something new, because I'm implementing new technologies with a new data model. We're incrementally migrating from the legacy environment to the new environment. So this is how typical data warehousing, pre-processing capability, main processing, load-ready files, bulk loaded using a load utility into the legacy BI database and the new BI database. But we provide a business intelligence tool that has the capability of accessing multiple DBMS in different environments. Now, most business intelligence tools do not have that capability, but there are at least two that do have that capability. So the first phase of this migration to the new environment, so we're migrating from the business intelligence, legacy business intelligence to the new business intelligence. We migrate the core business subject areas, the business themes on our enterprise services model. This is the core master data, customer, product, supplier, and we're implementing exception management on that day one. So we're introducing the exception management capability and we're migrating just those master data to the new environment. We're putting the business intelligence tool on top, so it views the legacy data the same as it always did, but all of a sudden now it's not viewing the master data from the legacy BI database, it's viewing it from the new BI database.
I think it's important to note that we're actually looking at the seamless business user experience. So here what we're talking about is that business intelligence tool is actually real-time accessing multiple platforms. And that means that your business users and business stakeholders do not see any difference. They believe they could be on the same platform or, as in this case, partially moving to a new improved environment. Whether it's technology, approaches, data models, whatever it is, this same approach works. You just need to have the correct tool, obviously, to actually support that.
We're now migrating the remaining highly shared business subject areas from the legacy environment to the new environment. And we're enforcing exception management on that. So again, the BI tool just now points to additional objects in the new environment, as well as the old legacy objects that are still remaining, which is most of your transactional data in the legacy environment. As you can see, more and more is being migrated across incrementally. Now, phase 3 is largely incremental because effectively at the end of phase 3, you're decommissioning the legacy platform completely. But you're migrating the remaining subject areas depending on the requirements of the business as usual projects. So you're implementing all the business and applications data that pertains to a particular project area based on the functions and business data outlined in the enterprise services model. So we're taking, for example, all the data that deals with customer, product, service in a telco, for example. We're migrating that to the new environment incrementally, but as part of existing business as usual projects. So you're not actually spending any more dollars. Typically what we found is to build it in this environment will cost a lot more than to build it in the new environment. Because we've got, remember, minimal data redundancy, and that data redundancy we do have is planned and controlled, which is the most important aspect. So we go through a number of iterations. And the idea is obviously to move off, and this may be a large MPP environment or a non-MPP environment, to say a commodity-based DBMS which has the same or similar performance but a much higher price performance ratio, or a much lower price performance ratio in that case, because it's much cheaper. You're not spending $1 million per terabyte. I think that's about still what it is for some of these, Bill. Whereas the new commodity-based DBMS, $50,000 per terabyte. And we've implemented some of these throughout the Asia region. Massive cost reductions. Same, if not more, performance in some areas, because some of them come with functions like the MapReduce function for in-database analytics. So where we're doing, for example, in a telco world, where we're doing a 5-way call matching, because when a call, whether it's from mobile to fixed, fixed to mobile, or fixed to satellite, whatever the case may be, it's hitting multiple pieces of network equipment. Every time it hits a piece of network equipment, what's it do? It generates a call detail record. The existing billing applications, what do? They process call detail record by call detail record. They don't match and merge and integrate that data. But it's one call with multiple call charge types associated with it. That's the way we model it, that's the way we implement it, but it requires quite complex call matching capability, which we developed and implemented to achieve that.